Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video.
So we are at this point of the game that we need to do 5 teams to progress in story, especially if you get to chapter 38. I think at chapter 40 it happens, or 38, something like that. I forgot what chapter it happens, but if you need 5 teams or 4 teams, this will be including 5 teams, so you can pick 4 of them if you're still on 4 or if you're still on 3 and continue more and more. This is the theme of this video, but a quick update that I want to do, and thank you for everybody who commented on the previous video that I did for the Trial of Blood or for the guild bosses in the Shadowlands. So there's 2 teams that I showed that we are using here and here, and one of the teams actually that I got recommended is an old version of an old team before we used Dalsim on the first Mayan lineup to break high points and results, which is completely free to play actually. There's a better team of course, but we're gonna be talking about the team that we used right now. I didn't record the video or the replay for this, I'm sorry. I will be recording one separately tomorrow when I have the chance, so I can show you how I run the team and how they do really good scores and really good damage actually with this lineup. So the basic lineup is Guile, Chun-Li, Beast Zangief, and Street Poison, and this is the main lineup that they used before, and then we transitioned into Dalsim because Dalsim was dealing better and better, and with the release of Flame Adon or Fire Adon, we're dealing even more damage, and this is the lineup actually and what I'm using. Now I'm using Bison on Zangief, and this is not what you need to do. You need to use Abel. Why Bison? Because in this specific run today, there was Mad Ryu, and Mad Ryu, when he gets low on HP on a high stage, he will one-shot you with his Hadouken when he goes low HP. And this is what happens, and it's spiral, and he starts shooting after and after and killing everybody. And I'm using, of course, Wichijuri on Adon, or Fire Adon, which is also not recommended. The unit that you need to use on top of him is Fashion Blanca for more damage actually, and you will break the 4 million and sometimes hit the 5 million if you're high on levels. You can check the difference in levels between me and Tito. Tito has almost like 40 more levels than me, or 42 more levels, but I'm still dealing decent damage with this lineup, and all of the other lineups seems to me like it's outdated right now, and it's not dealing that much damage that I'm doing with this lineup. Completely free to play lineup. The thing that you need to understand and you need here is 6 scars on Chun-Li, OG Chun-Li, 6 scars and plus 30 on Flame Adon, and you need Beast Zangief at least at plus 20 so he can tank a little bit, and you're gonna get him to 6 scars. This is the basic points. Of course I'm playing Street Poison. I got her to 6 stars, it's not needed, but I got her just for the stats, and you need her just with whatever, plus 5 she works, only for her C1. Now, how this rotation runs, you start with Chun-Li, C1 from Street Poison, C2 from Beast Zangief, because he will gather them all together in front of you and bring them from the back end of the screen towards you, and you're gonna put them in the ring of fire that Flame Adon does, or Fire Adon does, and he will deal massive damage. As you see, 2.5 billion damage, which is good actually great for a run that I did. I did one run and then I raided the next. I think I should push a little bit more and show you how crazy these numbers go. And I would damage every single Dalsim in my guild. I'm not flexing or saying something. I was actually shocked, and thank you guys. It wasn't my idea. I didn't discover that. This is from the comments, and the great best free-to-play player, Tix himself, tagged me on Discord, talked to me, told me, yo Pika, talk about this. This is a lineup actually works, and sometimes it does even damage more than the Dalsim team, and it actually did more damage actually with one run. My first run it did this, and sorry for not recording it. I will record it next. Now let's go and talk about the main picture of the 5 teams that you need to use in story mode. Now I'm not pushing that hard because I'm covering 2 other different games actually. One that I'm focusing on mainly, which is Echocalypse. If you didn't take a look at it, go and check it. It's really fun game, really good gameplay. Now, the 5 teams I'm using on my 5 teams, and as you see, I'm at chapter 41. I can easily clear it. I can bet that I can clear chapter 42 as well and go to chapter 43. This is how good it is, especially with the release of the new unit, which is Suit Abel, which makes your gameplay even better, and it was a substitute for me for Gouken. This is why I'm not going for Gouken anymore. First lineup, let's talk about the lineups, and I'm saving them. As you see, these all lineups, I have them on the preset, all of them together here. Of course, I have different teams for bossing, like here missing Flame Chun because I always rent Flame Chun, I don't have it. So it will help me with the lineup for bossing, the best lineup. I showed you that in the guild Crusade or the Guild, yeah, in Guild Crusade and in the Path of Fire. If you want to check it in the previous video, it will be there. So first team, the main core units of this lineup is Jailbreak Cody. Yes, Jailbreak Cody, and you see him at level 1 right now here because I removed him from the tree because I was testing other units and different things. He goes maximum to level 160. Okay, and you put his gears, you can put whoever gears that you maxed on, which is Guile most of the time, or Beast Zangief. I use the gears, I borrow them, put them on him, and give him fast chant. And you can start with a free combo with his super. So the first combo that you start, it's free. So what you need to understand is you start with him, the combo free of charge, just like the Kami and Virgil EX. When you apply it, you start with him, you pull somebody from the behind, and you have 50% chance to interrupt them or stun them, so they will stop dealing their combo and you can continue normally. So this is what I'm using with them. Of course, I'm using Kami and Vega AX as well because I will be spamming Flame or Dalsim, because I can do the time bracket with Dalsim. So I can start with his super, wait so long, and just use another C1, wait, use another C2, just wait until the end of the C3. So the time limit of the 10 seconds on my Kami and Vega EX will fade away, and then I can deal the maximum damage with his C3, plus him doing his Yoga Tower. So this is my main lineup, and this is what I use. I use sometimes the C2 of Abel to interrupt or the target from the front, or use his C1 for the shields. If I want more interrupts, I can switch DJ. This is how DJ works for me. He's really awesome, and his C2 might disable or stun, but it recommend a little bit of timing, so you need to do the timing perfectly. Or I use the healing with the shields of Summer Yang. Then I use the C2 of Abel, which will make him invincible actually in front of everybody. Fei Long is a necessity because you want the flame damage to deal more damage with Dalsim. And this is the lineup that I'm using. Of course, sometimes I use different units with this lineup, but this is basically the main lineup that I run for my first lineup. The second team now, and this is what I'm using on the second team. Sometimes I put E Honda at the front, sometimes E Honda at the back, because Fashion Blanca can actually tank, and I'm using on him Mad Ryu because he goes a little bit low on HP, so he can deal even more damage. I start with him at the 81 seconds, sometimes most of the time, because he push everybody else to the corner. Even if the third unit wanna go and deal anything, you can just drop the C1 of E Honda and he will stun them, and use the C2 of him or Rose and the C3 of Chun-Li, and Chun-Li will be a battery. After that, you're gonna spam Super, C1, C2, C3 all the way and kill everybody, burn everybody with the super from Fashion Blanca, and kill everybody with the crits of Chun-Li, which is absolutely crazy, and she will buff everybody on the team if you have Rose. And this lineup works perfectly if you have Summer Elena. So because I don't have Summer Elena, I'm using her. Rose is a filler that you can use on any single lineup, replacing any unit except units that use C1. That's the only main condition. You can use any assist. I love to use Makoto because of the buffs that she gives defensively and offensively. And Mad Ryu is, you can use him anywhere. It's not a must to use him here. You can use somebody else like here, like the new Balrog, because he will reduce the damage taken to Fashion Blanca. My third lineup now that I recommend for you. Of course, not everybody have all the units, but I will tell you what units that you can use instead of these units. Now, this lineup is a staple for me. I use it like this way. This is almost an immortal team just because of Suit Abel. The dropping of Suit Abel is kinda a mini Goken that you play with, because he heals and he puts the shields of normal Abel, which eliminate all the damage taken. Absolutely amazing unit. With his tornado, he deals even more damage. Gormagala drops the attack position of your enemy and will help you with dealing damage as well. And the trigger of the twins, Yan and Yang, will give you more energy or more combo meters, so you can spam with Viper Super. C1 from her, C2 or C2 from him, then C3 from Viper. Or if you want to charm, you can charm with her as well. Sometimes I use Elena instead of her, but this is basically the team that I run. Now, who you can replace instead of playing Gormagala? Just like the other lineup, you can put Summer Elena, or you can use Eva Ryu. Eva Ryu work here. Or you can use any type of trigger faction, which I recommend highly using Summer Ibuki. Many people are trashing on Summer Ibuki. Summer Ibuki deals a lot of damage if you invested in her and use her on a lineup that requires a trigger unit, just like this lineup. This lineup works with Summer Ibuki as well. So this one lineup will never fail you. Suit Abel is one of the units that will be super highly rated on the tier list when I will do the updated tier list. Fourth team, and the normal team that everybody runs. You can replace Elena with Summer Street Poison, or you can keep Elena. It doesn't matter. You can use anybody you want on here to buff Guile, but this is the more stable lineup. I love to continue the faction so I can get all the bonuses. Normal rotation, start with him, heal with Summer Elena, stun with B Zangief, continue with him. Next rotation, if you want to go back to back, you can start with Guile, Elena, and hit with the C2 of Zangief, negating every shield, dispelling, removing debuffs, dispelling the passives, and hit with his C3, and it's a GG, you kill everybody. My 5th team, and this is the most team that I remove and put many units inside. Now, you don't need to use Sagat. Sagat, I get him to double S, and I was testing him here. The main lineup that I run here is with using Dudley. So Dudley, this is the main lineup that I work with. This lineup, actually, this is how I use it. So I start with her, C1 of Dudley to stun anybody that jumps in the front of my lineup, which works perfectly. And then I use the C2 of her, and then the C3 of Flame Adon, and I burn everybody to crisp. Now, I can run with Sagat. Sometimes I run with Sagat, not for anything, just for having this guy that will never die if you have them on the lineup. So if Sagat was here on the lineup, the C3 of Flame Adon from tag position, when you drop him, he will deal the damage and he will burn everybody else. So he works actually, even if he's not, you don't need to use anything except his C3. So I use him sometimes, he takes damage, he procs his Emperor, he doesn't die, he's still alive. So he's immortal, she's immortal, he's immortal. My lineup is safe, so I can go back to back with rotation. Another strategy that I start with her, C1 with him, C3 with C2 with her, and C3 with Bison for stunning, because when he explode and there is weaken on them, or if I start with him and he apply weaken and I use the C3 and he explode and remove the weaken from them, the targets that the weaken is removed from them can stun them. So it works with me sometimes this way as well, and these are the lineups that I would recommend for you to use. These lineups never failed me. I sometimes go on auto these stages. The deficit is so high, 121 million to 46 million. I still auto sometimes, and I laugh when I'm doing it. I will be recording some runs for you, and I will show you that in future videos. And that was it for this video. I just wanted to do this video. A lot of comments was said to me, like, show us your 5 teams. We want some 4 teams or 3 teams. Show us what you're playing so we can take a look. I will try to record videos how I'm using them. I did that before with different lineups similar to these, but now this is the updated versions of my lineups. I hope you enjoy them and it helps you a lot. Let me know about the lineups that you're using when you're having Goken, when you invested on somebody else, when you got anybody else that you're using that I don't have, or it's accessible for free to play but I didn't build. And yeah, that was it for the video.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fight, time to fight.